where they can participate and say things about themselves. And they learn and forget very quickly. So, taking all those characteristics into account, we think that some of the gamification's benefits are that it's dynamic. It offers the possibility of control movement when you decide so. It increases learners' engagement. It enhances children's motivation and learning. It helps developing specific skills. And it attracts attention very easily because of the colors, the sounds. There's the fun factor too. They learn while playing and by doing. It gives children the opportunity to manipulate and handle things because they like to touch whatever is around them. They get immediate feedback, which means an extra motivation. It's like a real life simulation. They can fail and try again, and it helps to develop tolerance to frustration. It helps them making decisions, and it can be used to enhance collaboration. It's student-centered, and finally, by recycling some activities, you promote anticipation, fixed structures, and repetition. And now I give the floor to Maria.
Thank you, Romina. That was lots of food for thought, very essential to take into account when planning units and planning activities with very young learners, right? Today, I'm about to share with all of you a very simple and easy breakout but at the same time, very, very useful and engaging. But first things first, here in the title, we wrote physical breakout. What do we mean by that? To us, it is a game where your students have to fulfill different challenges in order to be able to get some codes. What is the objective? To unlock real boxes. In order to do so, students need first to get the right codes or even discover where the key is hidden secretly. Simple, right? But is this just playing? Nope, not at all. There are several challenges, rules to follow, interaction is required, and immediate feedback is provided. Besides, there is always an emotional reaction. So much fun. This type of breakout makes repeated practice way more enjoyable, and it really motivates and improves learners' performance. Children need exposure to language in order to learn it, of course. So children need exposure to learn the language, their mother tongue, and also the foreign languages. And in our opinion, gamification offers a great class setting. As some experts have already said, gamification is not just fun, it is a hard fun. In last year's APAC convention, Christian Negra mentioned that it is the magic of play that matters. And we would like to add today that breakouts motivate children to want to learn. And most of the cases, they won't even realize they are learning so much. But let's forget now about theory and see a real example that works, and we would love to share with you right now so you could implement it with your students straightforward, since we are also going to share it with you today, all our materials. I like fruits. I like fruits. Apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Before anything else, I would like to say a big thank you to Alberto Agudo, who was a practicum student at school and designed it and implemented the unit all by himself with just my supervision, and you will get to see him in a video in a bit. What you were listening, me singing, I am not a great singer as you saw, was our super simple songs anthem during the 6 sessions that last this breakout unit with our 4-year-old children. What was our trigger point, our beginning of everything, our beginning of the breakout? Well, we encountered a huge problem. Yes, we had a huge problem. Ladies and gentlemen, our lovely English mascot, Sparky, we named it, had a stomach ache. Yes, he had a tummy ache. Oh my dear, poor Sparky. Have a look at how we presented the
Me. Oh, my tummy. Oh, hello. Hello. Today I'm feeling sick. I've eaten a lot of sweets and now I have a tummy ache. What can I do? Oh, a lollipop! A green lollipop! Oh, wait, my tummy again. I need some help. Children, I need some help. Do you want to help me?
So after watching it, our students were so engaged to help him because they were seeing that Sparky was in trouble and they had to help him in order to feel better and get better soon. So what did we do with Alberto? Every day that we had English time, that was once a week, a fruit visit us and show us what we should eat in order to have a healthier life. Moreover, each fruit will bring a small closed box which had a colorful numerical padlock in order to do the breakout. Kids wanted to open it straight ahead, but they realized that they could not. So they had to do some challenges, and those challenges were so different from one session to another. The code for the padlock was given to pupils through different dynamics or activities. Since every English lesson, a different fruit had appeared for them. For example, green apple loved singing, so we sang a lot that day. Yellow banana loved playing games, so that day we played so much. And blueberries practiced lots of sports, so we did too. At the very end of the unit breakout, so in our session number 6, the students were able to open the biggest box, the one that had inside, guess what? Had inside real fruits, in order to prepare a very healthy breakfast, a personalized fruit salad. As you can see in this slide, we created a timeline with Geniali to demonstrate our students visually that everything was connected and made sense. It was like a sense of flow. When opening each of the fruit boxes, children were getting things that at that time they couldn't imagine what was the use for. For example, green apple, when we managed to do all the challenges of green apple, we opened the small box of green apple, which it was also a green box, and we realized it brought us napkins. The day that we opened the yellow bananas box, which was also a yellow box, we realized we had plates. They had very weird faces. When we finished the English lessons, they were saying, okay, well, all right, plates, plastic plates. And they would move on, but they didn't understand why. When we opened the blueberries box, they found plastic forks. Or the red strawberries, we found plastic knives, and so on. All made sense when on the very last session, session number 6, we were able to open the enormous box. And they saw that inside of it, they had the real fruits ready to eat. That was a very, very, very sweet surprise. Please have a look now at some of the highlights of our sessions.
2, 3, 5.
La contraseña es esa. Lo acabo de decir yo.
Do you want to try it? Yes? Okay, so, Elizabeth, we have 2. Is that 2, Elizabeth? Is that 2 blue? Is that blue? Is it yellow?
Green.
No, 2 green. 2 green.
You green.
2 green. It should be here, okay? The 2. Now we have a 0. Oh, 4. Oh, oh. Yes, yes. Look, 2. What's that?
Perfect. Finally, we also want to show you some of the seconds of the final day, the final session. You will be able to see our students preparing their healthy breakfast all together at the same time that they were helping our English mascot, Sparky, to have a healthier life and eat less sweets, which you know they are not as good as fruit. But please note that we became really melancholic in our English group when we were preparing this session today. Well, actually, the session for today. And we watched this video because it reminded us what we were able to do at schools before this awful pandemic appeared in our lives. And you will see what we mean when you see the video that we did in this breakout. Have a look now.
You don't like blueberries? Okay. Max, do you like strawberries? No, no blueberries? Do you like strawberries, Max? Yes, I do. Do you like oranges, Joanna? Yes.
Wow, right? Things have changed just a little bit, unfortunately. Hopefully, very, very soon, we will be able to do this sort of events face-to-face, and our students will be back to normal life and normal lessons, as the example you have just watched. Did you notice the no? I mean, no, I mean, no. That is exactly what matters. As a language teacher, that was our great big success, among several other things. But in the video, you could see that. Kids experienced breakouts, had fun, learned healthy habits, tried fruits they may have never tried before, for example, blueberries, and all through English, all through the foreign language. Wasn't it amazing? Wasn't it magic, as Christian Negra said? Well, we hope we inspired you just a little bit with this example. Are you now interested in giving it a try in your class? You can comment right now. You can use the chat of this Zoom meeting, and we can see your feedback about it. But as we said before, in our group's website that we will share at the very end, QR code, and you will be entered to have a look at our group's website, you will find all the details of this I Like Fruit teaching unit, and you will be able to download some materials ready to print and use. We hope you also have so much fun as we did together with Alberto. Now, Esther is going to share an interesting digital breakout with you. Esther, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Maria. I totally agree with you. Sorry. I totally agree with you, Maria, when you say it was great in the old times when we could share materials, games, and even food in the classroom, right? But how can we use gamification in the classroom without sharing materials among different groups now that we have to skip from class to class as English teachers? Well, we can easily create digital breakouts using digital platforms like Genially, as I did. Here you can see some samples of questions I created for a game to recap the body language vocabulary learned in a topic, in the whole topic. Considering that students at this age won't be able to read, the teacher will have to read the instructions, or you can even add an audio file that can be added to the screen as well, and you can play it at any time. As you can see in this slide, students will have to associate the size of circles for the key, for the code, and the size of the body parts pictures that I added to the screen. After counting them, they will have to set the password in a cell phone and continue. They will be able to continue playing. In the following two examples, you will see that challenges have different designs. That's to make sure that students get engaged into learning, that they don't get bored with the game if you keep going with the same challenge every time, right? In the first one, you can see that students have a question, the teacher reads it, and they have to answer and choose the correct word. And then in the second one, they have a video with random pictures about body parts, and they have to choose the one that is repeated. So once they discover the part that is repeated, they have to click on the letters that you can see in the screen to write the correct words. As they click on the right answer, they go and they move to the next slide. Well, sorry, Carol, if you can go backwards, sorry. As I said before, students at this age won't read the words, but as you can see, we can work on phonological awareness, we can work on first sounds of the words, and as well as recognition of the word as a whole. That is what we do with very young learners, right? Now we move to the next slide. Thank you. And you'll see that students may answer correctly or not. If they make a mistake while answering, a message appears to make them think a little bit more, and they have a new try, so they can go back to the beginning of the activity and they can start all over. But when they get the right answer, as you can see in the image on the left, it appears a small piece with a letter. They don't know what they need to do with that letter at the beginning. So what I did was to suggest my students to write the letters down in paper pieces and keep them until the end of the game to make sure they didn't forget any of them, right? Once the different games are finished, we move to the next slide. You see there is 5 letters that we gave. So it's 1 letter for each of the 5 challenges I created for that game. It appears a treasure chest that must be opened. As you can see now, all the letters are in the screen. They are now, you can see that I started clicking on the right letters to show how it works. But also on the left, of the right of the left of the word, sorry, there is an audio file that says, to open the chest, you need to speak. What part of your body do you need? So the students listen to that message and they can guess what the answer might be. At first, they didn't pay much attention to that, and they decided that they wanted to put the letters in the order that they had appeared along the game. But that order was random, of course. I was thinking about that previously, and I decided not to give them in order, so that I had to make them think a little bit more of that. As they answered, they realized it was not working that way. So at this point, they had to think a bit more about it. We listened again to the audio, and then the students realized the right answer was mouth. So using the paper pieces we had created previously, they had to put them in order, collaborating in the classroom, and then answer in the screen. And finally, the treasure chest opened, and it appeared a trophy, and they got really excited with that. So when then they realized they succeeded, they really love to have a treasure by themselves, right? And as you can see, this kind of breakouts, you can adapt and use this kind of game to any age. So you can use audio files to create the different challenges. You can use pictures, you can use size, so you can adapt this very easily to different ages. And now, are you ready for the next example? Karma, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Esther. I'm going to present an activity that you would probably know is the mystery box. I think that mystery box is a simple way to create a breakout for the little ones. There aren't any locks, no codes, but you have lots of singing, speaking, and expectation. I took the idea from a course carried out by Gina Aguirre, and as we are in a virtual era and we need to be ready for an unexpected confinement, I prepared this material with Google Slides to be played with our very young students during our virtual classroom. The activity is carried out following these steps. First, the teacher needs to think of an item that wants to share with the students, maybe because new vocabulary needs to be introduced or just to have fun. Second, once the item is decided, students are going to ask simple questions about the item related to different categories, in order to know what is inside. The categories are colors, shapes, sizes, and other topics, but more categories can be added according to your preferences. The first category is colors. So the kind of questions students would ask are, is it blue? And the teacher, and students of course, answer, yes it is, or no it isn't. If the answer is yes it is, students stop asking about colors and start asking about another category. But if the answer is no it isn't, then students continue asking until they found out what color the item hidden in the mystery box is. When they know all clues from all categories, students can start asking questions about the item itself. For example, is it a bike or is it a robot? And the teacher answers, yes it is, or no it isn't, until they found out what is inside the mystery box. As I said, the breakout finishes when they know what item is inside. With this activity, oral and reading language skills are implied. First, because students are talking in English, repeating structures. And second, because they are recognizing vocabulary orally and also written, because words, as you can see, also appear under the images. I will show you a short video with my students performing the activity.
Is it bread? No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Is it orange?
Is it orange?
Yes, it is. It's orange. Oh. What's in the mystery box? Is it a person?
Is it a person? No, it isn't.
Is it food?
Is it food?
Yes, it is. Oh, it's food. So now, okay, now what's in the mystery box? It's medium.
It's me.
It's medium. It's orange.
Yes. Yes.
And it's food. What is it? Raise your hand if you know it. You.
Is a carrot?
Carrot? Is it a carrot?
No, carrot. No.
Not a carrot. Okay. Is it
Mandarino?
a mandarin? Is it a mandarin?
Is it a mandarin?
No, it isn't.
Coco chocolate.
But it's similar to a mandarin.
What is that? Orange?
Is it an orange?
Is it a donut?
Yes, it is. Do you want to see it? Yes.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. It's the one!
Mystery box.
Mystery box. What's inside the mystery box? What is in the mystery box? Oh,
Oh.
what color is it? Come on. What color is it?
Is it blue? No, it isn't.
Is it gray?
Is it gray?
Yes, it is. So it's gray. What size is it?
What size is it?
Is it big?
Is it big? No, it isn't. Is it small?
Yes, it is. So it's small. And it's gray. Gray and small. What is it?
Where is it?
What is it? And now, is it a person?
Is it a person? No, it isn't.
Students, as you can see, love the mystery box as it is very engaging. All of them are actively participating in the activity by repeating chunks of language and really excited to know what's inside the mystery box. And now, Carolina, tell me, what is really inside the mystery box?
Oh, there's a beautiful robot. Thanks, Karma. In this session, we have been dealing with different types of activities, all of them based on gamification. Gamification takes into account interests and curiosities from our students to become the center of the educational practice. Gamification uses strategies and resources to link the students' interests to the competencies and skills suggested by the teacher. Our proposals promote collaboration and teamwork. Kids work in a cooperative way to reach a common objective. All of them, all of the activities, are willing to improve the communicative competence, the challenge approach, building up the deductive thinking, and of course, the playful part. Our first proposal was the icebreaker by Sylvia, an activity which promotes oral production from the very beginning. Then Romina has been in charge of settling what are the learner's characteristics and the gamification benefits, where we wanted to highlight the young learners' characteristics to create our materials and resources. After this, we have directed our session to different gamification proposals. Maria presented a very simple but yet powerful physical breakout. Esther shared a digital breakout as a task to check students' learning at the end of a topic. And finally, an engaging activity to consolidate chunks of language while playing was presented by Karma. We hope you enjoyed our proposals, and we are all teachers like you, trying to improve our English lessons day after day. As Maria José Lobo said, it is always mentioned that lessons should be dynamic. This is easy to say, but how can we make them dynamic? Surprising your students. And this was our main goal for this session. Some ideas to create surprises. If you're interested in any of our materials, you'll have them on our website. Thanks for attending.
As now you can scan the QR code and you can visit our website, or you can also follow, as Carolina said, you can also follow us on Instagram, where we try to meet and create a network among teachers, motivated teachers, as we are all here today on a Saturday morning. So if you follow us on Instagram, we can comment, share ideas, and well, build a great network, as we said. And on our website, we try to share as well materials as the ones we have presented today. In the following, last but not least, in the following slide, you would be able to see our proposal of EdCam, our new proposal of EdCam. I don't know if you're aware of what an EdCam is, but it is just an exchange among teachers, students, people interested in a concrete topic. This time, on the 17th of February, we will be talking about teaching and learning English in the time of COVID-19. There are no conference, there are not experts. We are all experts on the EdCamp. So the only thing you need to do is sign up for free. If you are interested, you can Google, because Mr. Google knows everything, as you know. Google English Camp, and you will find the website, or you can also scan this QR code that we prepared today for you. And then you will sign up for free. As we said, there's a Padlet where you can write the topic you are interested in talking about on the 17th of February, for example, assessment, or motivating students, or hybrid teaching, or flipped classroom, whatever you think it's needed for you. And then we will create some different rooms, and you will join virtually through our Zoom, and we will be discussing. As we said, no experts because we are all experts. So we will love to see you there on the 17th of February. I don't know if you have any questions. I think there was a question for Karma before on the chat. With what was the app that we use for the mystery box, right? Celia?
Yes, there was a question from Salvador who would like to know the name of the app.
Exactly.
Could you tell him what did you use? And then, well, we are getting lots of feedback in the chat, lots of thank you, and what an interesting session. And the participants seems to be delighted about this session. Let me check if there are any more questions. If you have any questions, please just type them in the chat so we will be able to see, and the English group will be able to answer these questions. Thanks a lot.
Exactly. Karma, can we answer Salvador's question?
Oh, yes. This is not an app, an app. This is just a Google Slides that you will find in our web page. Is ready to use, or so it's just that. It's not an. It's just as simple as that. It's not an app. It's just a Google Slide.
Exactly. And if you want to learn how, because it seems simple until you know how to do it, right? If you want to learn how to create such a visual and wonderful slide that Karma has presented today, on Thursday, we presented another conference together with A+ Project, and Esther Sarramia was doing like a sort of very short tutorial where step by step, she was telling us how to create a slide with a Bitmoji, so you can become an avatar, a digital teacher, and you can decorate your classroom and insert links. So that could help you to create your digital breakouts as well.
I also have a couple of more questions from the chat. One is if you could repeat or show again the link of your web page, please.
Sure. I'm copying the link now and I will share it.
Bear in mind, we are teachers and we are super stressed out as you are all. This English group from the CRP is sort of brand new. It's our second year as a group. So it's a website alive, okay, that it's becoming bigger and bigger. So, I mean, don't expect enormous things, but well, we are proud of what we have done so far.
And the other one, there was another question. Do you split groups in Infantil?
Good question. Who wants to answer, ladies?
I can answer. In my school, we don't split groups in Infantil. So we have the whole class at the same time. This year, actually, we have split only P5. So we have a group of 18, 16, and 17, 16, 18 kids in the classroom. But for P4, there is 22 students in each class right now. But usually they don't split groups.
All right. I don't know if there are any more questions. The participants keep saying thanks a lot, thank you very much.
Maybe Celia, we can ask them a question. What do you think? We could say, what do you think? Are you able to start like welcoming gamification and breakouts in your lessons with very young learners? And let's see what they say.
Good question. Let's see. Leave your answer in the chat, please.
Is it a yes, maybe, no at all? Yes, we will try our best.
Good.
There you go, Laura. Exactly. Keep it simple from the beginning. Yeah, Lena, we're done.
I feel like sometimes you don't know how to implement them until you see an example. So maybe we inspired them a little bit.
That's good.
That would be great.
Breakout is like a big word nowadays, okay? Everybody's talking about gamification. It's like, okay, but I cannot do that. Codes, like escape rooms with my 3-year-old, 4-year-old students, that's impossible. But keep it simple.
Yeah. Good advice.
And actually, all these materials we have them in our website. So maybe someone wants to give it a shot and try if it works for them in their school. So instead of doing all the preparations themselves, maybe they can just start from there. I don't know.
Juan Carlos Sanchez is saying, yes, it's doable, but it takes a lot of preparation. It is, as you say, as you pointed out, Juan Carlos, it is worth it. And besides, if you create the boxes, if you are doing a physical breakout, once you have the structure of the breakout, like the sort of guideline with the geniali and the boxes, then you can keep on doing that and reusing that over and over again, but just changing the topic. So the investment of time and effort, as we all said here today, it's worth it.
It's the good thing with blended learning, to create reusable materials, right?
Exactly, Carol.
Okay, we have a couple of minutes left. If there are any more questions, otherwise we'll just leave it here. I would like to say that it's been a pleasure to have this wonderful group of teachers. As you said, we are all teachers, and it's a great way to share all these materials, especially with very young learners that sometimes when we think about gamification or breakouts, we find it undoable, but I think that you have shared today and you have expressed in a very efficient way how to do that and that it's doable. So I would like to thank you very much on behalf of the APAC Sport for this session. It's been a pleasure. It's been a real pleasure for us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you.
All right, everyone. So now we are going to have a break. The next session is at 12:30 with Alex Warren. And do not forget that we are having some giveaways on our social networks. So if you want to participate, just check our Instagram and Twitter accounts. All right. So thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. So I'll stop the recording now.